I feel in my life, I've had a lot of narcissism around me, a lot of destructive people that just wanted to drag me down, and they're not helping me grow as a person. They're not helping my mental health recovery. In fact, they're making it worse. And some of them, they do it on purpose. There was a point where I had to create some clear boundaries. I had to put up the walls of my fort to make sure these people couldn't get anywhere near me. And that day was a really difficult day. It was the day I tried to kill myself. So the people that were around me that were doing this to me was actually my adopted mother, and it was actually my second ex-girlfriend. And it was all a game to them. It was, how can they hurt me? How can they bring me down? They just wanted to punch me in the ribs whenever I was down, and they'd do anything, absolutely anything they could. They had the police involved. They even made up stories to the police so they'd come and arrest me. I remember doing 20 hours in a cell. I remember having to meditate for the whole 20 hours. I didn't speak to a person. So that in turn brought my depression down to the worst it's ever been, put my anxiety on edge as well. Do you ever feel like people around you are bringing you down? They really don't want the best from you, that they've all got ulterior motives. You feel that paranoia creeping in. Everyone around you, they're all doing it. But is it paranoia? Or do you genuinely have destructive people around you? I do. But then I had to isolate myself, so I had to leave everyone behind. And then it was just me on my own, and then that was depressing. That made my depression worse. The loneliness kicks in, the anxiety kicks in, because you've got a whole world out there, and it's just you. And to them, it's all they've got. But to me, this is my real life. They're destroying my life. So dealing with these people is really, really difficult. But the first becomes the awareness. Are you aware of what they're doing? Are you aware of their intentions, their habits, their patterns and loops? Because what you'll notice is it's all a cycle. It's the same thing over and over again that they're doing, because they run out of weapons. They run out of psychological weapons that they can use against you. Are they using guilt against you? Are they using your children against you? Are they using desperation? Are they trying to make you feel like you should be there for them? It took me a long time to accept the fact that I was going to have to cut these people out. I was going to have to cut out people that I had kids with. I was going to have to make sure that they couldn't reach me through any source. I had to change my phone number. I had to block them off every single social media channel out there. They still kept coming, making fake profiles, calling the police, calling the CSA, telling them that I was making hundreds of thousands of pounds a year. And then the CSA would come and they would block my accounts, they'd freeze my accounts and question me on my own money. Then that increased my paranoia. I couldn't even go anywhere because every time I would go out to eat, I was paranoid that I was going to have no money left in my account to pay for that meal. So there was a point it was incredibly hard for me. It was a point of acceptance. It was a point of accepting that I wasn't the problem. It was them that was the problem, and I had to cut them out. There was going to be no other options. If we didn't cut them out, we're going to have extremely strict boundaries where I could control every single one of those. Now, in my instance, I remember one of my exes actually got restraining orders against me, but actually that protected me against her. So it ended up flipping around the other way. So sometimes there is a way out of it that does benefit us, but just remember, they are the problem. So it was that point in time when I realized that I was always going to be the bad guy. I was never going to be good enough for them. I was never going to please them. They were never ever going to be happy and never will ever be happy. But that's their problem. That's not my problem. Having been strong enough to cut them out, it means they now can't draw me back in, which then protects me and my mental health. And at the end of the day, we've got to love ourselves. That's the most important thing.